We've all seen that Gillette ad about toxic masculinity, and over the past week we've been bombarded with a bunch of hot takes. And two of the things that many critics have been doing, perhaps willfully, is misinterpreting the definition of toxic masculinity and saying, how would you feel if we talked about toxic femininity? And I actually feel that that might be a good idea, because if we do that, then it might become easier to understand that the phrase toxic masculinity is neither an attack on masculinity nor an attack on men. In the last century, we have seen rapid cultural change in the way our society treats women and girls. In the past, aspects of our culture taught us that women were subservient to men, and that it was wrong for girls to aspire to be anything other than wives, mothers, and homemakers. That has been changing. We now teach girls that they can aspire to be anything. And we have made efforts to make sure that girls have a fuller range of options in the ways that they are educated and the ways that they play. They have access to a fuller range of educational disciplines and levels of study, and in addition to being able to play with dolls, toy ovens and brooms, they can now enjoy sports, construction toys and climbing trees. Now, obviously, this is ongoing and we have not eliminated women's oppression, but at the very least, we were able to recognise a problem in our society, that aspects of feminine culture, aspects that taught subservience and discouraged aspiration, were toxic. And now, because we've begun to address that toxicity, we live in a time where women and girls have much more agency over their destinies. And I believe that we're now at a similar crossroad with boys and men. Except the problems are different. Men aren't subordinate, nor are they discouraged from ambition. The problems that our society has is that men are more likely to die from suicide, are more likely to be violent, antisocial, or cause harm to others. Now, obviously, not all men have these problems, and not all women are free from these problems. But statistically, it is disproportionate, and it is our responsibility as a society to address that to make it better for everyone. Now, folks have looked at these problems and linked them to specific elements of masculine culture. Largely that boys and men are discouraged from speaking about or displaying their emotions, and that we, as a society, often excuse antisocial behaviour as part of the masculine condition. And those are the specific things we want to change. And that's what the ad was about. And that's what toxic masculinity means. It doesn't mean folks need to stop being masculine. It's simply acknowledging that there are specific aspects of masculine culture that are toxic, and it is to the benefit of everyone if we sorted it out. Thanks for watching. Please continue the discussion in the comments below. If you're in Sydney next month, I'm doing a comedy show at the Darlinghurst Theatre. Details are on my Facebook page. Also, I've started a Patreon. If you feel like throwing me a couple of bucks, bit of cash, jump on there. If I wind up making a lot of money, I'm going to start a school for wizards and witches.